Have you ever noticed that all the best ideas that you get are coming when you're relaxed? Maybe in the shower, maybe when you go to bed and you're about to fall asleep, or when you're taking a walk. I love walks and I always get most things done during my walks. Why? Because I'm always in a relaxed state, and I know that when I'm in a relaxed state, that's when I get the best ideas that are actually moving me forward. I know that many people nowadays are stuck in survival mode. And what is survival mode? It's a constant feel of stress, anxiety, and worry. And I was stuck in this state for a way too long time. I was thinking that in order for me to get out of this state, I had to achieve a certain amount of money, a certain amount of success, whatever success is according to you, because we all have different definitions of success. But for me, back then, success was achieving different financial milestones. Now it's completely different. But chasing something all the time and putting so much pressure on yourself to be in constant worry and anxiety is definitely not a fun state to be in. And this is not the state that will help you to go to the next stage. I had to first get out of this state, get out of survival mode in order to be able to move forward in my life. It's not that I wasn't achieving anything. It's not that I wasn't getting any results. I was, because I was putting so much effort. I was constantly working on whatever I was focusing on, from trading to working corporate, getting into the prop firm space, showing my knowledge and capabilities and things like that. Also other side projects that I was working on. So I was working on lots of things and things were moving forward. It's not that I wasn't moving forward. I managed to change lots of things on a corporate level when I was working with the funded trader and all Eastern firms. My progress was good, but was I happy? Was I fulfilled? No, I was in my worst, not really worst, but one of the worst mental states ever. And at the beginning, it was very exciting. It was very fulfilling, and it was the best month for me for trading from the time when, now I have much better months, of course, but back then that was the best month that I had ever had in trading. And the reason for that was because I was feeling that once I stepped out of my comfort zone, started with my YouTube channel, and finally got an opportunity to start working in the field that I was so passionate about and interested in. And I got rid of the other job that I didn't like and I hated. And I know that majority of people that are currently trying to make it in trading, trying to make it in life, trying to start a business, are most likely stuck at jobs that they don't like. But it doesn't mean that even if you're stuck in a job that you don't like, that if you find something that you like, that you're going to be happy and you're going to like it and things are going to go well. There are so many things that you should first fix internally in order for everything that you do to be fulfilling and to be rewarding. And in today's video, I'm going to break down the things that are keeping you stuck and some steps that you can take already today in order to be able to get out of this mode so that you can start creating a life that you dream about, life under your own conditions, life that is giving you so much joy and fulfillment that you feel happy in the present moment and you are not just chasing a future desired reality. So you should make your current reality to be the desired reality, not to chase something in the future, and to be with your thoughts all the time in the future. Because first of all, many people don't understand where anxiety comes from. And anxiety is something that comes when you are thinking about the future. So you are thinking about all the things that you want to achieve, and at the same time thinking of how far this future seems to be. And you start sabotaging yourself by thinking that you are too much behind and that you have too many things to do, which leads to you putting too much pressure on yourself that puts you in survival mode and is increasing the cortisol and adrenaline, the stress hormones in the body. And those hormones are good only if they are balanced. But when you overproduce these hormones for a long period of time, they are causing chronic stress, which is putting you in survival mode and completely shutting down your creativity. And what is going to move the needle forward? We are living in a world that is oversaturated with everything. You have to first understand yourself, connect with your deeper self so that you can start creating. Because this is the only way how you can move forward in this oversaturated society. And another thing is, once you connect deeper with yourself, it's not that you're just moving forward in your life, but you enjoy everything much more and your life quality improves with it, not just your career and your achievements. Because if you're a person who is only focusing on achievements, you must be lacking something in your personal life and trying to escape from something if this is the only focus if this is the only thing that you're focusing on and that is important for you. At different stages in our life, we're going to have, of course, different priorities. But it's important to understand that we have to first think of our body's needs before we try to achieve or push something forward. Because if you don't have your body's needs met, you're in survival mode. And when you're in survival mode, you cannot get the innovative ideas, the creative ideas that will actually help you to move forward. Let me take a sip of water. I am perfect with my random lives. I just go live whenever I feel like it. And today is a very special day for me. It was another day when I didn't feel like showing up, when I didn't feel like going live and talking to the camera. But I wanted to do it because it's a very special day. Today, I finally launched my first course, Become Limitless. And this is definitely not the last one, but it's the first one. So this day is a very special day to me. And the topic that I'm talking about today and the things that I'm going to talk later in the video are broken down in a very in-depth in the course. So now you can check the link in the descriptions if you're interested, and you're welcome to join the family of aligned souls that are always advocating for well-being and reaching full potential. Because the only way how you can reach your full potential is by, first of all, taking care of yourself, taking care of your well-being. And when you're taking care of yourself and your well-being, everything else is gonna flourish in your life. Because what is within will be reflected without. You're gonna see your internal state playing out in the external world as well. Because the things that are producing results are our decision. What is producing results? Results are produced by the actions that we take. And the actions that we take are first led by decisions. And these decisions are led by emotions. And these emotions are triggered with thoughts. So whenever we have thoughts and we add feelings to these thoughts, if we are not aware of them, if we don't know how to regulate our emotions, if we don't know if we don't understand how our body operates, so that we can help to our body to collaborate with us, so that we can work in sync for things to go smooth and well, we are not going to be able to reach our full potential. And we're not going to be able to create our dream life. And everyone can create their dream lives. It's just the mind that is stopping people not to open up their mind and to seek opportunities that will allow them to create their dream life. I love the quote, "Imagination is the limit." I think it was from Einstein, but it's something that I've been living with since I was a teenager. The thing was that I always dreamed of achieving huge things and achieving something meaningful. I never saw myself as a person that would like to live a moderate life and just get a job and work for a paycheck. I always valued freedom. The most important thing for me is freedom. And in order for me to be free, to be able to travel where I want, as I'm doing now, by the way, now I'm in Porto. I'm no longer in the Dominican Republic. So I always valued freedom. I always valued to be free to go where I want, to do what I want, when I want, and to do things in my own way, the way I like to do them, not how someone else is telling me to do. And another thing that I value is, and that is important for me, is in the future when I'm going to be a mom, when I'm going to have a family, not to have to ask a boss to take a day off if my children are sick or if I have to be there for my family. So in order for us to be able to live such kind of life, which I believe many people are dreaming of, and not many people, I am sure that everyone wants to live such kind of life. The people that are saying that they don't want to do risky things and they feel very comfortable and happy in their current position is just people talking from their limiting beliefs, because they are scared of taking action. They want to find a solid excuse to their current behavior and their current actions. I'm sure that everyone wants freedom. Everyone wants to live a life under their own conditions. And in order for us to get there, of course, we have to make money. This is something that we can't escape, we can't avoid, unless we want to live like hippies in the middle of the mountain and not have any social interaction with anyone. Personally, something that I always love doing is traveling and meeting new people, trying different dishes. That's how I taste the culture, going to different places, experiencing new things. So those were the things that I always dreamed of, and I know that in order for me to be able to make this a reality, I need money, of course, because I don't want to go somewhere and think of, oh, can I afford this or I can't afford this. I want to have freedom of choice. I want to be able to get whatever I want. And when I was thinking of what are the things that I'm supposed to do in order for me to get to this financial freedom, to this point, to be able to live such kind of life, also to help my family, I was putting way too much pressure on myself. So I was working 16 hours per day, 18 hours per day, sometimes even not. I had a long period of time when I wasn't sleeping whatsoever, like 4 or 5 hours per night. I was working at 3 jobs, studying at university. I was doing so many things and I was thinking that I was doing great, but internally I was feeling so bad, but I just didn't have time to think about how I was feeling. When COVID came, that was the time when I got a chance to sit with myself and to face myself and to understand how bad I was feeling, and to understand that with all the tasks and all the things that I was just saying yes to, I was trying to escape from something that was very painful internally. And overworking and putting pressure on yourself can be just a defense mechanism for you to escape from things that you don't want to face, that your subconscious doesn't want you to realize. Because the subconscious is what is creating the autopilot in us. This is what makes our brain to work efficiently, uses little energy as possible. But with that, we are stuck in the same loop of reality over and over again. If we don't bring the things that are holding us back on the surface, and we become aware and conscious of it, we bring it to our conscious mind, not the subconscious mind. If we don't do that, we're going to be forever stuck in this loop where I was stuck for years. And it came to a point of me, like, I remember I was biking to university and I was seeing a car approaching me, and I was thinking in my brain that I have to brake because I was not supposed to pass there. I had to allow the car to pass first. So my brain was braking, but my body reflexes were slow. So I didn't brake on time, and it was not really a car accident, but almost like a car accident. Luckily, the person was not driving fast, but it was a situation where I put my life in danger. Why? Because I wasn't sleeping, I wasn't resting, I wasn't taking care of myself, because I was chasing something. And now when I think back about all the things that I was doing when I was working at so many jobs, trying to save money, trying to invest into something, to build something, I don't regret any of the decisions that I've made and any of the things that I've done, because every single failure has taught me a lesson and has helped me to build resilience. But I realize now how bad decisions I was making about myself, for myself, for my life. And when the person came out from the car, he started screaming at me, which is completely understandable. Like, I scared him, and he was for sure not aware of why I didn't brake and what's happening in my life. So I didn't get mad at him because he was screaming at me, because I could make him get into trouble, even though it was my fault. But this was kind of like a wake-up call for me that I have to slow down. And this was the moment when for the first time in my life, I reached out to ask for help from a psychologist. It didn't go really well at the beginning, but I didn't give up. Since I knew quite a lot of psychology already back then, I could sense from the first 5 minutes of conversation whether this psychologist is going to be a good fit for me or not. So something that I was looking for was, because I was living in Sweden back then, was a psychologist that will understand the culture from my upbringing. So I was looking for a psychologist that has been raised by Balkan parents so that they can understand some of my conditioning, because I knew, I was quite aware where my problem was, where my conditioning and my beliefs were created. And when I managed to find this person, and I'm really grateful to her, things started improving, not fast, and they were not lasting, but they started improving, and I finally started slowly paying more attention to myself, and became more aware of what was actually needed for me to be able to move forward. And it was definitely not having 3-4 jobs and working all day long. It all starts with you. if you don't take care of yourself, and if you don't value yourself, no one else will value you. And when people don't value you, you cannot achieve anything. You cannot get a better offer. You cannot really close any business deal. Why? Because people will see that you are a weak person. People will see that they can affect you. As soon as they see your weak points, your weaknesses, people will know that they can use you. And when someone can control you and use you, they cannot rely on you. They cannot trust you. They cannot really... You would be a perfect person for an employee, just listening orders and being controlled by fear and threats. But in this way, you will never be able to build your life as you want it. You will never be able to create a life that is based on your own conditions and how you like it to be. And life is short. Why not to make it the most fulfilling and the best thing that you can, the best way that you can make it. We don't know when our lives are going to end. It might happen today, it might happen tomorrow, it might happen in 50 years. We don't know. But by experiencing something else that just came to my mind, I met two of the people that I'm working with on a quite consistent basis like 2 days ago. And we were talking about another that near experience that I had. And it's always that near experiences that led me to question everything in my life and make a change. So I want to encourage people not to wait to get that far, because it's much harder to get out of a deep hole when the hole is too deep. So don't try to go that deep. Take action today in order to start getting out of survival mode, understanding yourself, understanding why you're in survival mode in the first place. So the reason why you're in survival mode is there are a couple of reasons. So survival mode, first of all, is, as I mentioned before, when you feel constant stress, anxiety, you feel all the time urgency for something, you have a scarcity mindset, you feel like you lack something, you feel you have fear, different types of fear all the time, and you're all the time feeling that something is not safe, that you have to be, that you're on pressure, that you have to do something all the time. It's not letting you to relax. It's controlled by the limbic system that was responsible to protect us back in the days when there were lions and tigers chasing people. But nowadays, there are no lions chasing people, but the things that we are creating in our mind are perceived the same way. The threat is perceived in the same way as we were in a real life danger. So the brain cannot differentiate between an imagined danger and a real danger. So by us being in this state and putting ourselves in such kind of state through thoughts and emotions, we are telling to our brain all the time that we are in constant danger. And when we are telling to our brain that we're in constant danger, we are activating the flight, fight, or freeze mode that you might have heard of. And when you're in flight, fight, or freeze mode, creativity is completely shut down and you're not feeling well. Your body cannot recover and it's just going in the same loop over and over again, triggering the chemicals in the body that are going to make you feel even more depleted, lack of energy, lack of motivation, lack of drive, and all these things are going to just make you lose more confidence, feel more incapable, feel like you're a loser, and you're going to just be stuck in this negative loop more and more, because the more we repeat something, the stronger it becomes. So the more that you repeat these negative cycles, the more negative you become. The more you repeat positive cycles, the more positive you become. That's why it's very important to understand in what kind of loop you're stuck, and to start reframing the beliefs that are keeping you in this loop, so that you can get out of the negative loop and shift into a positive loop. And everything has a snowball effect, both the negative and the positive. Oh, I'm talking so much. So why do we want to, oops, let me just check okay. So why is it important to activate creation mode? To be able to start taking better rational decisions, to have better emotional regulation skills, to be able to start listening to our intuition, that otherwise it's impossible to listen to your intuition when there is so much noise in your brain. And this noise is created by all the beliefs that are triggering the cortisol, that are triggering the stress, triggering the worries and the anxiety. So in order for you to be able to lower the volume of the noise of this critical voice that you have inside of you, you have to tap into a creation mode. And that's how you're going to activate the intuition. What is the intuition? It's the true inner voice that is the real you, not the one that have been programmed, not the one that has been traumatized, not the one that have created different limiting beliefs based on different life experiences, different life circumstances, but the real you, the peaceful you, the one that is joyful, happy, living in abundance. Because as one of my favorite coaches says, abundance is our birthright. Since I heard it, it's always been in my mind. If you go deeper into spirituality, you study quantum physics and how the universe operates, and if you understand the language that the universe is using in order to kind of line up things for us, you will understand why it's so important to be in a creation mode. Because the higher power, God, universe, whatever you believe in, has created us to be creators. So it's all about creation. It's all about peace and abundance. It's the society that has created scarcity. It's society that wants us to be in survival mode. Why? Because the only way how you can control a person is when a person is in survival mode. You can control a person when they're fearful, when they're worried, when they're anxious, when their emotions are messed up and not regulated. But when someone is in creation mode, no one can convince you about anything. No one can affect you. No one can impact you in any way, because you know yourself so deeply, you are connected with yourself so deeply that you have such clear clarity about who you are, where you're going, what you want, that no person can have any kind of effect on you. And with that, I'm not saying that you're not going to experience bad things in life. Things are going to come as life is challenging. Things are going to come up. But the way how you're going to deal with everything will be completely different when you're in creation mode versus when you're in survival mode. And as I mentioned previously, the snowball effect, if you are in a positive loop and life throws a challenge at you, you'll get out of this challenge and go back to positive loop again much quicker. But if you're in negative loop, this is gonna just dig a deeper hole that I mentioned before. So don't dig deeper holes. Take action today and start focusing on yourself. Start working on your well-being. Start spending time in solitude to face the things that you have been avoiding all the time. So another problem that I see is, of course, social media. Social media is promoting this hustle mentality. People are competing of who is working more. Also perfectionism, Photoshop. So people are comparing themselves with people online without taking in consideration that majority of the things that they are seeing are fake. So this leads to them overworking, being perfectionist and thinking that they're never good enough, and creating a chronic self-criticism. And when you are having such a strong self-criticism, you cannot create any kind of peace within yourself. You cannot create any kind of self-love. And with that, you are neglecting yourself. You don't show any kind of love and respect and understanding towards yourself. And you're just sabotaging your body, your mind, your well-being. And with that, you can never get out of this loop. So this hustle culture that is promoted online is not what you want to follow. It's not what has helped different people to, and things are changing. Like before, it might have been the way of you just hustling. But nowadays, with all the development, with all the oversaturation of different types of businesses, content, now AIs are taking over so many things. We should in order for us to be able to function in this new world that we're living in, we have to be in creation mode. Otherwise, you're going to be replaced. You have to have these innovative, cool ideas. You have to be able to differentiate yourself from the majority, not to be replaced by an AI. Everything that is monotonous, everything that you do without thinking on a daily basis can be replaced with an AI in the very near future. Or maybe already today, but your bosses might not be investing into this yet. So in order for you to be safe, in other words, in this new society, you have to learn to get to know yourself better, to understand your values, to understand who you truly are, to focus on building self-trust, which is going to help you to build confidence, which is going to lead to you being able to create this meaningful life that I'm talking about. Then, apart from everything that we see online, other thing that is keeping us stuck is, of course, childhood conditioning, the things that are sitting in our subconscious mind. And those are things that are keeping majority of people stuck, because when you are unaware of the beliefs that are making you to take different decisions, that are driving your decisions, you are not going to be able to change anything. The first step to change is awareness. So in order for you to be able to become aware, you have to slow down. You cannot work 15, 16 hours per day, not sleep, not rest, not take care of yourself, and be able to understand what are the beliefs that are driving my decisions, what are the beliefs that are triggering those different emotions that lead to me taking actions that I'm not proud of. In order for you to be able to become aware of them, you have to slow down, you have to take days off and sit in solitude, sit with yourself and start asking yourself meaningful questions, powerful questions that will create a powerful life. So once you start asking yourself those powerful questions and questioning things that are very sensitive and that you have to face, that you have to be brutally honest about, then things will be able to change. And at first, when you become aware of the things that are holding you back, you're going to feel even worse, because you're going to see how nonsense everything that you've been doing has been. Like, at least that was the case for me, and that has been the case with many clients that I've been working with many people that I have connected with through all these healing retreats and therapies that I've been through, and also different communities. So it's a challenging journey, as every single journey, but it's the most beautiful one, because that's the only way how you can reach your full potential and create your dream life. So just to summarize, what are the things that are keeping you stuck in survival mode? So as I mentioned, society and in general what we see online, the hustle mentality, overworking, perfectionism, but it's all tied to childhood conditioning. And in order for you to get to these beliefs that are so everything that is happening on, let's say, social media, the promotion of hustle mentality, the perfectionism with Photoshop, and people comparing each other with people that are fake, all of these are just triggers, external triggers of internal beliefs that are sitting in your subconscious mind. And so the only way for you to be able to not get affected but by all these external triggers, you will have to first reprogram and recondition what is in your subconscious mind. And this is something that I'm helping you to do with the course. I have broken down everything in so many details, and I'm guiding you through every single part in depth. So from dealing with fear, from dealing with all these uncomfortable feelings, worry, anxiety, fear, anxiousness, self-doubt, all the negative feelings that are keeping you in survival mode, I'm giving different techniques, strategies on how to understand first where they come from, to change the conditioning, and giving different practical tools on how to shift them with practices and actions on a day-to-day basis. The first person that got access to the course today said, I really like that the videos are very short, and the reason why I wanted to keep the videos shorter, not to have them like an hour long or hour and a half, was because this course is mainly focused on action. I'm giving the foundation, the most important information that is crucial for you to understand, and everything is focused on action. Because the only thing that can help you to move forward and to get out of the situation that you're in currently, and to help you to change, is taking action. And this action doesn't mean just you running, starting the business, or etc., etc. No, all these action steps are action steps that are created by me putting together neuroscience, by me understanding how our body works, so that everything is going to be sustainable and everything is going to be good, fulfilling, and joyful. So I really poured my heart into this course, and I wanted to make it fun, and I wanted to make it in a simple way that people can truly enjoy it, but achieve a real lasting transformation. So if you're interested, make sure to check out the link in the description. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on social media or through email. So before I wrap up this video, as I mentioned already, the steps that you're supposed to take in order to be able to get out of survival mode and tap into creation mode to be able to reach your full potential are: first, awareness. So noticing when you are triggered, when you are in survival mode, what are the things that are helping you to sometimes tap into creation mode, what are the things that are adding even more fuel to the fire and triggering even more bad emotions. So the first step is awareness. Second step is nervous system regulation and understanding your body. So understanding your body and learning how your body works and starting to work in sync with your body instead of working against it. This is another thing that we're going very deep in the course. Third thing is giving permission to yourself to slow down, to rest, to understand that rest is part of success. Rest is productive. It's not something that is going to make you fail. It's something that is going to make you succeed. And last thing is identity shift. Something that I have been mentioning in the previous live streams as well. And this is crucial because you cannot build a different life by being the same person. You cannot expect a different outcome if you're taking the same actions, and you're going to be taking the same actions if you don't change your identity. Because what is creating an identity? It's certain types of beliefs. When you have different types of beliefs, these beliefs are creating one type of identity. Once you start changing your beliefs, your thought process changes, your decision making changes, your actions are changing, and with that, your results. So you have to reprogram your mind, change your beliefs in order to be able to create an identity shift that will help you to create this future self, the future identity that you want to, the future identity that will live the life that you desire, the life and reality that you want to achieve. So, I even finished my water. My mouth is dry because I'm talking a lot. But this is like a short overview of this is something that so many people are struggling with. And this is something that I've been struggling with for years and years. And I had so hard time to get out of it. And that's why I feel that this course is so much on my heart, and everything that I do is so much on my heart, because I can truly understand you. I can truly, I know how it feels. I know how hard it is. I know how lonely you might feel, but believe me, you're not alone. There are so many people like you that are struggling, but I'm telling you that it is possible to change. And this change can happen really fast if you start taking action today and you start focusing on yourself. And one way how you can do it is today is 1st of June. It's a new month, new chapter. So by investing in yourself, focusing on yourself, you can do the first step today. And even if you are not ready to invest into the course, at least implement one of the advices that I gave to you. If you are working all the time and consistently under pressure, under stress, immediately after you finish with this live stream or with this video, if you're watching it later, I want you to immediately book one activity that is giving you pleasure, that is giving you joy, that is reducing these bad chemicals in your body that are creating worry, stress, and anxiety. It can be a massage, it can be a walk, it can be a yoga class, it can be a date night, whatever it is. I believe you have to know at least one thing that is helping you to get out of this mode. But if you don't know anything that is helping you out, this is a really bad alarm state. I will encourage you to slow down immediately. If you haven't signed up for my newsletter, it's completely for free. So you can sign up for my newsletter, and I'm sharing lots of different tips. And I'm going to be sharing different journal prompts that will help you to start getting yourself better. And once you get to know yourself better, you will start to create awareness about different things so that you can start this process of change. So I think it's been enough talking today. Can anyone switch to creation mode? Are there any limits? Everyone can switch to creation mode. Everyone. If they are willing to do the work. So this is something that we all have in us. It's just that it's blocked. So every single person can be in creation mode. It's just the emotions that are blocked by different life experiences that are not allowing us to be in creation mode. So, okay. Let me know if you have any other question in the chat, and if not, I will be finishing with this live stream. I wasn't feeling like going live today again, but as I told you in the previous live stream, I don't know if it was 2 live streams, like the live stream where I talked about showing up even when you don't feel like it. So today was another day when I was feeling like I didn't want to show up, I didn't want to go live, I didn't want to do a video. I didn't prepare because I was busy with the website and the launch of the course, but I showed up anyway. Why? Because I don't want to break promises to myself. I want to do what is important for me. So this is not going to stop me. Perfectionism is not going to stop me. Being a little bit tired is not going to stop me. So here we are. We did another live stream. I hope you got a lot of value from it. And let me see the chat. If there are no questions, no questions. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments what was the biggest takeaway from this live stream. What are the things that you're struggling with the most? Where are your blocks? So that I can help you more with the future live streams and future videos. Thank you once again for watching. I hope you had a great weekend, and I'll see you soon again. Take care and lots of love. Bye-bye.